This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is 5 quick stories. And then we'll have a separate podcast on the concept of champagne taste versus beer money. We'll also have a separate podcast that goes through 5 of the stocks we follow closely. Thank you for joining us today. So here's the 5 stories we're following this morning. First, the markets point slightly down this morning, in part based on continued and emerging cracks in the Chinese economy, bigger and bigger risks there, a slowdown as well in their manufacturing, and finally, rate issues always take center stage in the U.S. as to what's going to happen with the Fed. Second, the markets year to date are up as follows. A great year so far. The NASDAQ is up 37.2%, the S&P 500 19.2%, and the Dow is up almost 7%. So great year in the markets, even if giving back a little bit today. Third, here are 5 stocks that we follow in their year-to-date results. These are 5 of the big 7, at least in terms of tech companies. But you got Tesla up 91%, always fascinating to watch. NVIDIA up 226%, Apple up 46%, Microsoft up 57%, and Amazon with a great bounce back and up 77% year to date. Most of my own investing is in index funds. I do own small amounts of Microsoft and Amazon directly in different accounts. I've done okay with it because I didn't buy it early enough to do great with it, but fine. Fourth, here's 3 of the healthcare stories that we're following today at Becker's Healthcare. Advent Health, one of the great known secrets, or kind of secrets in the country, has grown to 52 plus hospitals. The revenues have doubled in the last 7 years. Laura Dyrda, editor-in-chief of Becker's Healthcare, talks about their growth. 2 other stories that talk about sort of the grim spot some of healthcare's in. 10 hospital bankruptcies in 2023. That's by Andrew Cass, covered by Andrew Cass. And then third, 72 hospitals which closed services or departments this year. And that's also by Andrew Cass of Becker's Healthcare. So those are 3 stories from Becker's Healthcare. Finally, the last thing I'll note today, a great opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal by Liz Truss. And this probably lines up with my worldview, so I think it's a great opinion. Other people might differ it. But the concept is the world needs American leadership. Between Russia, China, Iran, and domestic ideologies put America at risk. I couldn't agree more. America has to stay economically and militarily strong. And unfortunately, it can't be an isolationist. It's got to have a presence to help keep peace in the world and incredibly strong and probably less politically divided than it is. In any event, thank you. Those are 5 of the stories we're following together. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast. If you listen all the way to the end and point out to me this was the 5 Stories podcast, and you're the first person to send me a text at 773-766-5322, we will send you a $100 Amazon gift certificate. You cannot be someone who's claimed a gift certificate in the recent past. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it greatly. Thank you very much.